Hi everyone, just wanted to do another example of finding the circumcenter of a triangle given the vertices. So as a quick reminder, a circumcenter, um, that is the intersection of the perpendicular bisectors. So our main goal is going to be to make sure we know how to find a perpendicular bisector, and then we will solve the system of equations to find the points of intersection. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to graph it really quickly. I'm just going to do a quick little sketch to make sure I have the right idea. So I have negative 2, 2. There's A. B is over 2 up 4. This is just, it's a rough sketch. It's nothing crazy. 4, negative 2. Okay, and there's C. So as you can tell, nothing is directly vertical or horizontal. If you had something that was vertical or horizontal, you would choose that. But none of these specifically are. So we're going to have to find the slopes. And my recommendation is, because slopes are really quick to find, if you just find all three, kind of look at them, right? See which ones are the easiest to work with. So I'm going to look at the slope of AB. Okay, so the change in y is 4 minus 2, so 2, and 2 minus 2, so plus 2 is 4, so 1/2. That's very nice, right? Because when we ultimately make it perpendicular, we're going to flip it, so you'll get, something without a fraction. Let's look at the slope of BC. Okay, so we have change in y, so negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. That's going to be negative 3. So that is something that you kind of look at and go, not bad. And you are right, that's not bad. The only problem is when we do flip that to make it the reciprocal for the perpendicular slope, we will end up with a fraction. Now, let's look at AC. So what's AC? So we have change in y. So negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. 4 minus, so plus 2 is 6, which is negative 2/3. Okay, so just to recap, and let me just double check and make sure I didn't make any mistakes. So 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, that's fine. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay, and then this one would be negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay. So just looking at these, I'm going to pick definitely this one, because when I flip it, I'm going to get a pretty nice slope, right, for the perpendicular line. And then I'm also going to take this one, I think, because this one is a fraction. This one's not. It's really kind of a matter of personal preference. Okay, so we have the slopes. So now I'll need the perpendicular slopes. And again, I'm going to choose these two, so I don't really care about anything other than perpendicular slopes. All right, so the perpendicular one of this one is going to be negative 2. And the perpendicular one of this one is going to be 1/3. All right, so we have negative 2 and 1/3. Now, we are making perpendicular bisectors. So bisectors will cut it in half. All right, so they will cut the segment in half, which means we need the midpoint. So I need the midpoint of AB. Okay, so I need the midpoint of AB. And as a reminder, right, the midpoint, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. All right, so we have negative 2 plus 2 is 0. That's nice. 0 over 0 is 0. I'm sorry, 0 over 2 is 0. That's what I meant to say, not 0 over 0. Okay, so 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. All right, well, that's a nice point. And the midpoint, I said I was going to use BC, so let's find the midpoint of BC. Okay, so we have our midpoint of BC. So I have I have 2 plus 4. That's 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now I have 4 minus 2, which is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. That's actually really nice, right? Because now I'm going to multiply by a 3, and it's going to be with a 3, so it's great. Okay, so let's now write the equation of a line. So I have a point and I have a slope. So I'm going to use point-slope form, right? Because point-slope is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, so there is our equation of a line using point-slope form. So I'm going to use my slope. So in this one, let me change colors so you can see what I'm doing. So I have y minus 3, negative 2, x minus 0. Okay. So that would ultimately mean, if I leave that over here, I have y minus 3 equals negative 2 x. So y equals negative 2x plus 3. Okay. So there's one of my lines. My other one, I have this point, I have this slope. Y minus 1 equals 1/3 x minus 3. So y minus 1 equals 1/3 x minus 1. So ultimately there, I'm going to get y equals 1/3 x. All right, so now I have two lines. I have y equals 1/3 x and y equals 2x plus 3. So now I'm going to need to find the point of intersection. So to do that, you can use any sort of method that you would like. You can graph them and find the point of intersection using the graphing method. You can use elimination. I think this one lends itself really well to using substitution because they're both in the form y equals 1/3. Y equals something. So in this case, it's y equals 1/3 x, y equals negative 2x plus 3, right? So when I set them equal to each other, I just would have the 1/3 x equals negative 2x plus 3. Okay, so let me do that over here. I'm going to do that over here in red. I'm running out of room over there. So when I set them equal to each other, I get 1/3 x equals negative 2x plus 3. X equals negative 6x plus 9. Okay, so 7x equals 9. X equals 9/7. Okay, which, looking at it, doesn't necessarily feel like you feel like that should be right, but it's actually not going to be terrible because then when I plug it in back into this equation, you could plug it into this one as well. But when I plug it into this one, the 9 is going to simplify with a 3, so it actually won't be as bad as it looks. So when I plug it back into this equation, I'd get y equals 1/3 times 9/7. So I would then end up with y equals 3/7. So in the end, my point will be 9/7 and then 3/7. And that would be the coordinate of the circumcenter. So once again, all that you end up doing is you need to find the perpendicular bisector. To find a perpendicular bisector, you need two pieces of information: the perpendicular slope and the midpoint. All right, and then you just find those two equations, find the point of intersection, and that will be the circumcenter. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.